Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
You know, a long time ago I learned from a mentor that if we do not have a vision of our own, to find somebody who does and follow that person until we have a vision of our own. So I follow Toastmasters. And tonight, I would like to tell you about my vision and my mission, about a project that's very close to my heart, and I like to call Project Labuan. So through my presentation, I will tell you what it is about. I will explain to you why Labuan, and why is it so close to my heart. And then, what's in it for you? Because no man is an island, and let's face it, we can't do everything on our own. So I would love to have you and invite you on board for a rendezvous to Labuan. So my vision is to renew the relations between Brunei and Labuan Toastmasters. Why Labuan? That brings me to a few years ago, before Toastmaster in Brunei was started, and that was around 1998. You may be familiar with this young man, Clovis Lai. No? You know that young man who follows me and whom I follow back here in Brunei, that young man. When we lived in Canada, he was a Toastmaster. And it took him 6 years to get me to join a club. When I eventually joined, I fell in love with it, but not as much as he did. So when we moved back to Brunei, he was so passionate about public speaking, about what Toastmaster really has to offer in terms of communication and leadership program, that he really wanted it for Brunei, for the youth, for the whole community, for you. How did he do it? Well, it sounds simple. He put a band of people together. He managed to get his vision across to a few friends, and I tagged along because my vision was still not very clear then. So I'm back on the journey with him. And as we moved, we realized that, just like a child, if we want to grow, you have to nurture the child. You have to guide the child. And how do you do that in Toastmaster? You go under the umbrella of a bigger club, a more established club, which at the time we went under KK Toastmasters, under that division. As we progressed, baby step at a time, a new area was formed, which we know as Area K6. And Brunei is under Area K6 now. But at the time, we became Area K6, and when we became Area K6, we were moved together with Labuan. And that's how a love affair grew. It was an amazing process because we only had one club in Brunei, the Brunei Speakers Club, the Mothers Club. And how do you want to learn? Only 2 of us had ever been a Toastmasters before, and Brunei is different. How do we open a club? So, once a month, we would go to Labuan and have joint meetings, dinner meetings, where we would get together and we would play roles, table topic, evaluation, presentations. And then we would go back again to Labuan to have our executive committee training. Who here is part of an executive committee? President, Vice President of Education, only women? As one, Jack, yes. So you know that you need a training. And why would you need training? You need training so that when you come back club, you can guide the members. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yes.
So to learn, we had to go to Labuan. And we would go to Labuan as well to have area contest. Inside our club, there was no problem. We could manage playing double role and sometimes triple roles. So we went to Labuan for area clubs, area contests. But above that, we had to go back to Kota Kinabalu for further training, to have a better understanding of the bigger picture. It sounds really interesting, bigger picture, but what it means really is not about you understanding what does the president do, what does the vice president of education does, and what is the role and responsibility of a member. It's about what does Toastmasters stand for? How can it change your life? So that's what we were learning about. While I was doing that, while we were doing that, while the whole group was doing that, we also had families. We also had full-time jobs. So was it easy? Well, you know, when you have a vision, when you have a mission, when you really believe in something, you don't care how hard it is for you because you can see that there is something bigger that is driving us. And we could see that by going to KK, by going to Labuan, every time we would come back to Brunei, to our club, we had something to share. We had something to help the members really grow. So after a few years, Brunei grew. This is what we wanted, but everything has a price. And the price that we paid was Brunei became in its own Area K6, which meant Labuan and all the friendships that we had were pushed to the side as Labuan returned to the original area, leaving us here, growing. But you see, now as I see the 4 clubs in Brunei, we are moving around between every single clubs. We have presidents here who are vice president of education in a different club in Brunei and have up to 3 positions in 4 different clubs. This is amazing. How do you grow if you keep on meeting with the same people? Therefore, I really believe, and I strongly, strongly believe that it's important and crucial that we go back to Labuan. We go back and see how we can meet with them, and how we can grow and learn from them and share with them, and how they too can share with us, and how we can join forces. So that you see, what is in need for you then is that by going to Labuan, by presenting a speech at a very friendly term, you get evaluated by somebody totally new whom you have never seen, and that prepares you for contests. What better platform than to do that? You just come, there's no fear in the past. You're having fun, you're meeting new people, you're making friends, and at the same time you're learning and preparing yourself to move on a bigger platform. And what else can you gain from that? Well, you know this manual, Advanced Communicator, CC, the Competent Communicator manual, you get to present a speech, you get to be evaluated. And then you have the other manual, Competent Leader, whereby you get to play roles and you get to tick another box under the guidance of somebody else in Labuan. You get to meet new friends, to share, to learn, not just take it from books. Let me ask you a question. When you discover a book, when you hear about a movie that you feel is really touching, what do? Do you keep it to yourself? Or do you share with as many people as you can
Share.
Share. That's what Toastmaster is about. It's about sharing ideas. It's about contributing to one another, cooperation, about self-development. So when you do that, you grow. And tonight, I'm here to tell you, hey, come to Labuan, come with me. You have an opportunity to learn so much. So much, and grow. You will grow taller, but here you will grow so much better, happier. What has it done for me? I am an introvert. As weird as it may sound, I am. I used to jump off planes, parachutes. And then one day, there was a barbecue in the garden. And I knew everybody there. I was the youngest one. I was the youngest member. I just turned 17. And I knew everybody. And yet, I went and hid behind the only tree that was in the garden. Why? Because I was too shy to talk to them. But now, I am here, I'm in front of you, and I'm telling you that Toastmaster is what happened to me. It helped me change my life, that of my family as well, and people around me who agreed to come on the journey. But I will tell to everybody who wants to listen to me, to hear me. I will go knocking on doors because it's an opportunity to not be missed upon. The date that I'm proposing is January the 10th. So it's a weekend, the 10th of January to the 11th of January. Our proposal will take the ferry to go to Labuan. Then we will be staying at Beta Apartments. It's a 3-bedroom apartment. So 3 units have been secured. At night, there is a joint dinner where we get to practice our skills with other friends from Labuan. And share, and there will be a couple of activities as well to really bring everybody together. Have this friendship coming out. The next morning, there will be an executive committee, the training for the executive committee members. But for the first time in many, many years, members are also invited to attend. And that, I guarantee, is the first time ever that I see that. I see that happening, and it's really exciting. Now what I'm trying to push for, what my guidance committee and I are trying to push for, is to also have an award session at the end of the dinner. But that can only happen if Labuan also agrees. Logistics, or should I say, financial side aspect of it. A while ago I came here and I mentioned it would be around $150 Brunei, and it's no longer $150. For $100, you get to have the ferry return. You get to have, on a twin sharing basis, a room at the apartment. You get to have a dinner with all the activities. You also get to attend the executive committee training, and there will be enough money left over for you to have breakfast and lunch. So $100 for experience of a lifetime is, wow. I wish I had had that, because I stopped counting a long time ago. The money that I put in to just develop myself, to be the person that I am now. And like Julian Saunders once said, there's no journeys in life that is worth taking that doesn't test you to the very core. And going back to the book, you said you were going to share. So my question again is, with this opportunity coming to you, what is the decision? What is your choice? Do you choose to take action, or do you choose to just sit and learn from someone else's experience? The question is yours. Back to Mr. Tosman. Sorry, I have this form that I prepared, and it's it's expression of interest. So please write your name, phone number, contacts, and everything. There are 4 pages, and pass it back to me later on. Any questions? I would love to talk to you, and we will form a committee.